Good day to you once again. I'm Tope Adeniji, and I only want to reflect on few points I believe they can be useful, to our making as a nation, Nigeria. Sincerely, we have no problems as a nation, but we are the problem of ourselves. We are the sole contributor and the creator or the phase at which we experience from time to time. And that is the reason why it seems to us that the problem we have cannot be resolved. We have issues, and yet we don't have what it takes to resolve the issue. And that is the reason why the issues keep on getting more expanded from time to time. Without taking too much of your time, I'm Tope Adeniji once again. Um, uh, an author, a musicologist, a regional planner. I'm a consultant and a realist, and also a political analyst. And I'm only looking at the topic just to inspire us once again. Now I can see that the whole tumult is all around our world, is all around us. We had created the nature of the life we feel like living for ourselves. But notwithstanding, we still need to look around on how to educate ourselves on how better years and better days can surface. And it is quite a pity that as now we have the fuel, the price of the petrol to be 617. So very appalling, so very disheartening, so very devastating, and so very rude to all of us. And also, the tariff of the NEPA, had increased, tremendously, also. These are the shame on our part, and it is as a result of all of us not having our hands on the deck to resolve our issues. We have issues of time immemorial that we are meant to have made ourselves on how to resolve, that are still prevailing our world till today. And as sincerely, not until we are set and we are so courageous to take the bold step to do the needful, we may not be able to resolve the challenges around our world. And the topic I'm looking at today is what makes a crossing over a death trap to us as a nation, Nigeria. What makes a crossing over a death trap to us as a nation, Nigeria? I would like you to look through Google search for my first 38 books and look through Facebook for various journals I have written. Most of them are impartational and they can be useful to us, in collectivism and also in as an individually. So you can go to Google search, put up my Adeniji column books, there for my profile and books. What makes a crossing over a death trap as a nation, Nigeria? Nigeria is blessed abundantly, but most of the Nigerians do not know the reason God had blessed us. We don't know what God had done. We don't know the significance of the blessings of God on us. When the resources that should add up to our betterment is made up to fight against us, then we live in mystery. When what are meant to assist us, what should have created the best pattern of avenue and ways to create us, are made to fight against us, then our life experience mystery. Our life experience tumult. Our life experience shame, disorderliness, experience pain and hopelessness. And such situation is what we have at hand. When the resources that should add up to our betterment is made up to fight against us, then we live in mystery. We are unique, but our uniqueness is often hidden for what we learn from the other country. We are not self-reliant. We are not courageous enough to understand the unique part of our lives. We are photocopy. We want to be like others. We only want to tap into what people have done and experiment them the way they are done in various countries. And that is what I refer to as photocopy. You see, it is just like you reading a book, and when the time of examination comes, writing what you have written, you have only photocopied what you have read, and that can never in any way be fruitful in any way to your pattern of life. You have only read it and brought it the way it has been read. No, that is not elements of development. It is not elements of a rational individual. So what we do is that we forget our uniqueness. We are much more accustomed to the uniqueness of the other. We replicate what we have learned from the others. We don't even fine-tune them at all, forgetting that the environment at which various activities and projects are taking place is quite different from where we are. Not until we are able to bring ourselves back, not until we are able to make our world, in such a way that can bring, that can command our world to fruitfulness, we might not be able to arrive at the point of grace to manifest, accordingly. So what I'm saying is this: we are unique, but our uniqueness is often hidden for what we learn from the others, and we must be able at all times to look at how the best in us can really make us. That's what I'm saying. Most of the people that can think and that are rational are often relegated because of our mundane evaluation, and because we don't want competition that can lead us ahead in all facets of our life. Most of the people that are loaded are being they are being stampeded, and whereas we don't have what it entails to give. And this is the problem we have. We are the chief enemy to our world. Most of the people that have one or other things to give, they are relegated because of mundane evaluation and yardstick. They have not gone to school. Those are the excuses. We say they have not gone to school. We say that they cannot speak English. Who is their father? They have never served, in one capacity or the other. You that you are speaking good English, qualitative Queen's English, what have you done? You have nothing to contribute than the English. English is a language. It's just like Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo. And if what you lay emphasis on is language, then you are not, you might not be able to really align yourself to the developmental phase of life. So, and that is one of the bullets that has really hit our generation. That is one of the disadvantage that has made us not to be fruitful. We are too concerned about mundane things that are insignificant, inglorious. English language is a language. Even the ones that are speaking, that brought about, that initiated the language, they don't take it so seriously like us. So what I'm saying is this: amidst us, we have a whole lot of individuals that are loaded, that are meant to be encouraged in their various aspects of life. But yet, we bring them down because of our sentimental, judgmental value as regards way of life. And yet, we have nothing to give. Most of the people that can think, fatly, that can think hugely, and that are rational, are often relegated because of our mundane, evaluation. Even someone that had not done anything mystical in life, but because he can speak English language without common sense, believes he is God. People are speaking jargons. They are speaking, and sincerely, when we bring them to the face of speaking the English, they are failures. So what I'm saying is this: no, what should stand as yardstick to life is more than speaking of English. If somebody is speaking Igbo, is speaking Hausa or Yoruba, and his brain is qualitative enough to create something that is so unique, things that are so very essential for the development of our world, is meant to be celebrated. We cast out the indigenous power, indigenous grace for what are not supposed to be celebrated. And that is the reason why we keep on revolving. We keep on revolving. We are not moving. We are moving in a backward manner. We are regressing in each day. The nature of the follower find it difficult to guide their thoughts and to decide independently. You see, that is the reason why we keep on electing wrong leaders. We keep on running after those ones that had constituted problems to our life. The followers, we are problems to ourselves. Most of us are acquainted with the pain and suffering. We had come into oaths with suffering with hardship. We'll be talking things that can free us, things that are very essential for the upcoming to enjoy their own life, other than going through the pain and hardship that we have gone through. Somebody will be talking of something else when is already devastated within. We are configured in an enslaved manner from within, and we cannot think straight anymore. That is one of the problems. Most of us are acquainted with pains and suffering. Our reaction and action sometimes are similar to lunatic nature. Lunatism is part of our way of life. When one's critically scrutinize our way of life, we are meant to find how solution can be made to the problems we have around us. But yet we see how the delight to keep on aggravating the pains around us. We tend to forget ourselves and the anguish pain we have gone through to repeat the similar mistakes that had made us to be poor and to experience deteriorated condition and situation around us. We fail to think to better years for our children. As soon as we have anything in our pocket, as soon as we are beneficial to the process at hand, we forget about the future. We are less concerned about how the economy can be improved. We are less concerned about how the nation can be saved. It's a pity we are living our life in the way we are living it. We will be talking of what can constitute better way. Somebody will be thinking of race. No, we'll be thinking of religion. We'll be thinking of the ethnics. As in, we'll be looking at which group does this person belong to. You see, something is wrong with us, and we need at this point to be very, very factual with ourselves. Not until all those sentiments can be taken off our life, we keep on to have a very terrorizing nation living within. We are the cause of the problem we have found ourselves, and God will not descend from heaven to resolve the problem. We are the one to be courageous, to stand up, to find solution to our problems. That's what I'm saying. We fail to think for years ahead for our children. As soon as we are good, we are less concerned about the other. Our leaders are too ambitious, but for their selfishness, too ambitious, but for their selfishness. Most of the leaders are the opportunists. They have no content to govern. They have nothing to offer, and yet we still run after them. Someone that cannot start a business without a brand, a business without a brand, someone that cannot start afresh his life, is appointed as leader, and we expect no development. What we have at the end is catastrophe. There's no doubt about that. We are killing ourselves, and yet we are smiling. We strive hard to resolve our issues at the surface, other than from the roots. We look at the problem the way they are, but we don't look at what are the problems. We don't look at what really instigated the problem. We are only taking drugs. When we have headache, we don't look at this. We only look at the symptom. We don't look at the problems. If you have malaria and you are taking paracetamol, you will kill yourself. If you have typhoid and you are taking what do you call it? Paracetamol, you will kill yourself. And that is the problem we have on the table at the moment. It is quite a pity that we have made our being to school wasted. We are not constructional. We are not creative. We are not modest. And not until all these attributes are part of us, we cannot move ahead. No planning strategy. No coordination. Who is even planning? Who coordinates? You can only plan on what you can think of, what you can see happening. You can only coordinate what you have the capacity to coordinate. No planning, no coordination. And we are yet expecting something that is so very marvelous, very great, very gigantic out of our living. We are living in a failing path, and yet we want success. It cannot work that way. The worst part of it is that we are too carefree of the downtrodden and less privileged. The one that don't have anything, the less privileged. We are too carefree about them. More so, we are attuned to former glory. That somebody has done something in the past. Oh, this is how it has been from. We only look at the things that happened in the past. And the way, old stylish way of doing things, other than being creative and updated to resolve issues. And yet, we have the high hope that what we have not planned for can come to manifestation. We are only deceiving ourselves. We are deceiving ourselves. I think it is high time for all of us to go through psychological tests to own our word. Something is wrong somewhere. We don't need, when people come from overs to tell us we have problem, we fight, we wage war against them. And yet we have problem. We must be able to diagnose our problem and to be able to move ahead. I think it is better for all of us to go through psychological tests to own our word. Without having the brain that is so well organized, we can never have an environment or lifestyle that is organized. That is what I'm saying. And if something is wrong with our brains, then we must be able to reposition that brain in order to be able to have an orderly, as in society. So something is wrong somewhere. All of us know it is enough, and enough is enough to take opportunity as death trap, or to convert opportunity to what hides our glory and posterity as a nation. We cannot keep on complaining, giving flimsy excuses on our problem. They must be resolved. And it is you and I that are very expedient to resolve the problem. I only want to have this with you. Though this phase is what we handle with levity. What we are supposed to take so serious, that we are supposed to ponder on. What we are supposed to reflect on. I know that a lot of individuals out there would still tell me that they have been to school and they will be against what I have said. Somebody that does not have anything. If you are talking of probably comparison and competing, somebody that does not have any other thing than he has been to school, he has read. In fact, even if you have read, what is your standard even in the academics we are talking about? We'll be talking of relevant things, and some people will be arguing, some people will be fighting, will be so, as in opulence in their mind, to attack people. If you are talking of the academics that you are talking of, you will be nowhere to be found if you are placed together. We need not to fight with what is real. I'm talking to us as a person and as a citizen of a nation. And it's so quite pathetic that we have found ourselves where we have found ourselves. And not until all of us are set to deliver ourselves, we keep on to live in anguish pain. The nation Nigeria belongs to all of us, and we must be able to do the needful to have a coherent nation and a nation that is conducive enough to accommodate all of us. We are meant to be a point at which people desire to come, as in a nation that people desire to come to live. But reverse is the case. So I want you to, as well, charge yourself. I want you to ponder on this. We need to do things that can lead us to where we are supposed to be. Our crossing over opportunities shouldn't be death trap to us anymore. Thank you, and have a good day.